In this video we're going to look at how to solve quadratic equations by completing the square. So first of all, the equation must be equal to 0. So in this first example it is. And I'm going to complete the square on the left hand side. So if you're not sure how to do this, then you can check out another video on completing the square. And we should get to that. And then we can simplify it. And once we've got something in this form, we have completed the square. The next step, which is what this video is focusing on, is how do we then go ahead and solve this quadratic. So I'm going to add 19 to both sides. And then I'm going to take the square root of both sides. And I can get a positive or a negative root, so I'm going to use the plus minus sign to indicate that. And then to isolate x, I must subtract 3. So I get x to be negative 3 plus or minus root 19. So I could write that out in full. I've got one solution for x, and then I have another solution for x. Now in this second example, the coefficient of x squared is not 1, so we can't complete the square unless we can reduce it to just being 1. Now in its equation, the easiest way of doing that is to just divide everything by 3. And then I'm going to complete the square. And I'm going to simplify. And now I can solve it in exactly the same way as in the first example, so I'm going to add 24 to both sides. I'm going to square root, and I'm going to subtract 2 from both sides. Now in this case, root 24 will simplify. So I can write this as x equals minus 2 plus or minus, I can write that as root 4 times root 6. So it's now minus 2 plus or minus 2 root 6. And you must also always be aware when you've got surds as answers to simplify them if it's possible. Now this third example is looking at this without any numbers. We're just going to use the general equation of a quadratic in the form ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. And we're going to complete the square here. So I'm going to divide through by a. So I'm going to get x squared plus b over ax plus c over a equals 0. Then I'm going to complete the square. So x squared plus half b over a will be b over 2a squared minus b over 2a all squared, add c over a equals 0. So x squared plus b over 2a all squared minus b squared over 4a squared. And that was just squaring that bracket. Now I'm going to actually rewrite c over a at this point so it has the same denominator as this fraction. So to do that I need to multiply by 4a. So I get 4ac over 4a squared. So I'm now going to actually move both these terms across to the other side. So I'm going to add b squared over 4a squared, and I'm going to subtract 4ac over 4a squared. That shouldn't have been an x squared all the way through there. Right, and now I'm going to square root both sides. And then I'm going to subtract the b over 2a. And that should have been plus or minus. And because I've got 2a as a common denominator, can actually write that as a single fraction. And this is something called the quadratic formula, and because we've done it entirely algebraically and we've found a solution for x, we can use this as an equation, which we're going to look at in another video.